Hi everyone, I'm 13 First Alert meteorologist Derek Dahlman. Thank you so much for joining me here on Facebook this evening. With there not being a 6 o'clock newscast on Sundays, I figured I'd hop on here and give you a forecast because we have a lot to talk about, including rainfall amounts from the last 24 hours, also a potential of severe weather later on tonight, and you guessed it, we have more rain to discuss in your extended forecast. So let's not mess around here, we'll get right into things starting with rainfall totals from last night into this morning. I should actually say from yesterday afternoon into last night through this morning, because we've had a rainy 24 hours across the area. As you can see, basically the Chippewa Valley to points north and west received the most rainfall, with lesser amounts further off to the south. And Menominee had one of our highest reports, coming in at 1.86 inches. Durant at 1.42 inches. Up in Chippewa Falls, we had 1.09 inches. We were actually not far behind here at WEAU. Lastly, La Crosse only picking up 3,500ths, but again, we're going to have more of this rain to come heading through the new work week. Now, as far as temperatures today, all of us did at least make it up into the 80s. We had a high of 85 so far in Eau Claire. We actually made it up to 91 in La Crosse, that coming with a very tropical feel. Who needs a vacation in Florida, right, when you could stay right here in the beautiful state of Wisconsin, because we certainly had some Florida-like weather out there, especially this afternoon. It is air that you can wear, as I call it. Satellite and radar this evening still showing dry conditions. We do have intervals of clouds and sunshine throughout western Wisconsin, and those dew points, like I said, downright muggy to say the least. We've got those widespread into the low and mid 70s, and when you combine that with the air temperatures, that gives us our heat index, or what it feels like. And we have several locations right now feeling like they're into the low and mid 90s. A heat index value of 95 down in La Crosse. So far it feels like 94 in Menominee, feels like 91 in Eau Claire. A bit cooler as far as the heat index to the north and east of Eau Claire. Right now feeling like 88 degrees up in Rice Lake. The reason for the warm and damp air today all has to do with this broad southwesterly flow that is transporting that air mass up from the Gulf of Mexico. It does remain rather breezy this evening at around 10 to 15 miles per hour, and this is actually underneath a warm front that has now lifted north of the state. Meanwhile, further west, we do have a cold front that is eventually going to stall out tonight, and that is going to be our key focus for the potential of some severe weather. I do want to first alert you that we are currently under a level 2 out of 5 slight risk for severe weather, meaning that scattered strong to severe thunderstorms are possible, especially during the overnight hours. With that said, you want to make sure to stay weather aware and be sure you have a way to receive alerts in case they are issued, especially this is going to be a time where most of us are sleeping. As far as the primary threats, out ahead of that boundary, we're going to have what we call elevated instability. That's usually conducive of producing large size hail, and that's typically just about it. But we could certainly have some gusty winds, and there could even be a brief spin up, something that we are going to be watching closely. And given that we have dew points so high up into the 70s right now, that means there's abundant low-level moisture to work with, and any of the storms that move across the area are likely going to put down some very heavy rainfall, which is something that we've seen a lot already this weekend. I'm going to go ahead and show you one particular forecast model. This is one of our high-resolution forecast models. I do want to make you aware, take what you're seeing here with a grain of salt. If you recall, this past week, we were talking about a situation where we had no models agreeing with each other, and it was hard to say what was going to happen. Unfortunately, here we go again. That seems to be the case for tonight. I've taken a look at all the data this afternoon in depth, and it looks like we kind of have that set up. Basically, all the models are showing different various scenarios from model to model depending on what you look at, and that is something that you don't like to see as a meteorologist. Trust me, it drives us nuts as much as it drives you nuts saying that we have a lot of uncertainty, but that's really just what it is here. I'm a very straightforward guy. I call it as I see it, and I make sure to tell you that too. So basically what's going to happen, this front's going to stall out somewhere in the area. Wherever that front stalls out, that's where we're going to see those showers and storms developing. So again, don't take what you're seeing here at face value. This is just one potential outcome of many that may occur. I do think at some point tonight, we're going to have scattered showers and thunderstorms in the area. It's really just a matter of when, where they develop, and what the coverage is going to look like. Now, this particular model has widespread showers and thunderstorms arriving into the area later overnight into tomorrow morning. Really, any time between now and into early tomorrow morning is fair game for a strong to severe thunderstorm. Notice all the heavy rainfall embedded in those, and then this has some dry time. I think that will happen at some point tomorrow. I think we're going to have rain and storms around in the morning. There should be a break right around the noon lunch hour, and at some point in the afternoon, we're going to have more showers and storms developing, and there could actually be another risk of strong to severe storms tomorrow afternoon. And then by tomorrow night, we do largely dry things out, and we have more rain chances and storm chances all the way through next Saturday. It's a very active and wet pattern that we seem to be in, and just for rainfall amounts tonight into tomorrow afternoon, we could easily see another 1 to 3 inches with that heavier rain. So just be mindful of that. And I'd also want to first alert you that we now have a flood watch in effect for St. Croix, Polk, and Barron counties. This starts at 1 p.m. tomorrow and goes until 1 in the morning on Wednesday. I'm sure you already know, with all this rain that we've already received and what we're anticipating to come through the week ahead, that's going to lead to higher flooding concerns, and something we're going to very closely watch, as there not only could be some flooding on area roadways, but we're going to have to watch those river levels very closely also. For tonight, it's going to stay very mild as we keep that southerly flow around. With those high dew points, our high only at 69 degrees, that chance of showers and thunderstorms. For tomorrow, our high temperature is really uncertain. It's going to depend on whether the clouds stick around all day, how much rain we see. If we see some prolonged breaks of sunshine, then I think 83 is achievable, maybe warmer than that. But if we stay locked in the clouds all day and there's a lot of rain around, likely case here is that we stay below what I have forecasts. But just plan on either scenario. We'll have variable winds. As we do take a look at your 7-day forecast, I was not lying to you. We have chances literally every day all the way through Saturday. Tuesday does look to be our warmest day. There will be a warm front lifting to the north once again, so we're going to approach 90 there. It's going to feel very tropical again. Dew points into the low and mid 70s, and then from there we do cool down to our seasonable averages anywhere from the upper 70s into the low 80s. Really, the good news here is Sunday appears to be largely dry from what I can tell right now. It's subject to change, but seems like we'll have a mix of sun and clouds in those high temperatures up around 77. So that is a look at your forecast. We have a lot to talk about. If you're just now joining me and you missed it, once in the live video, you can see the forecast again. You just have to hit play. But to sum it all up, we have a potential severe risk for tonight. We've got multiple rain chances through the week ahead, and we're still going to be dealing with the heat and humidity through tomorrow and into Tuesday as well. So that's a look at your forecast for now. I'll just quickly look, see if you have any questions, comments I can answer. If not, be sure to tune in for WEAU 13 News at 10. I'll have your forecast there as well. And then we'll have, of course, more forecasts into the week ahead. Looks like I'm not seeing too much. Thank you, David, for the report. He's reporting 3.1 inches of rain south of Downsville. That's what he's had in the last 24 hours. I believe it with, again, all the moisture that we have in the air, the high dew point. So I do, before I let you go, I want to make a note here. If there are any strong to severe storms, I am obviously going to break into programming to give you that information. We'll post that information right here on Facebook as well. If there's any watchers or warnings, we'll do the same with that also. So again, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.